But now Heaven's master could no more endure Io's distress, and summoned Mercury, his son, whom the bright shining Pleiad bore, and charged him to accomplish Argus's death. Promptly he fastened on his ankle wings, grasped in his fist the wand that charms to sleep, put on his magic cap, and thus arrayed, Jove's son sprang from his father's citadel down to the earth. There he removed his cap, laid by his wings, only his wand he kept. A herdsman now, he drove a flock of goats through the green byways, gathered as he went, and played his pipes of reed. The strange sweet skill charmed Juno's guardian. My friend, he called, whoever you are, well might you sit with me here on this rock. Nowhere is lusher grass to feed your flock, and see how cool the shade extends congenial for a shepherd's seat. So Mercury joined him, and with many a tale he stayed the passing hours, and on his reeds played soft refrains to lull the watching eyes. But Argus fought to keep at bay the charms of slumber, and though many of his eyes were closed in sleep, still many kept their guard. He asked too by what means this new design, for new it was, the pipe of reeds was found. Then Mercury told this story. Once there lived on the cold mountain sides of Arcady a Naiad, who among the forest sprites of lofty Nonacris was most renowned. Syrinx, the Naiads called her. Many a time she foiled the chasing satyrs and those gods who haunt the shady copses and the coverts of the lush countryside. In her pursuits and in her chastity, Syrinx revered Diana. Girt like her she well might seem, so easy to mistake Diana's self, were not her bow of horn Diana's gold. Indeed she was mistaken. Pan, returning from Mount Lycaeus, crowned with his wreath of pine, saw Syrinx once and said, but what he said remained to tell, and how the scornful nymph fled through the wilderness and came at last to Ladon's peaceful sandy stream, and there, her flight barred by the river, begged her sisters, the water nymphs, to change her. And when Pan thought he had captured her, he held instead only the tall marsh reeds, and while he sighed, the soft wind stirring in the reeds sent forth a thin and plaintive sound. And he, entranced by this new music and its witching tones, cried, you and I shall stay in unison, and waxed together reeds of different lengths, and made the pipes that keep his darling's name. The tale remained untold, for Mercury saw all Argus's eyelids closed, and every eye vanquished in sleep. He stopped, and with his wand, his magic wand, soothed the tired resting eyes, and sealed their slumber. Quick then with his sword struck off the nodding head, and from the rock threw it all bloody, spattering the cliff with gore. Argus lay dead, so many eyes, so bright quenched, and all 100 shrouded in one night. Juno retrieved those eyes to set in place among the feathers of her bird, and filled his tail with starry jewels. At once her wrath flared up, and soon her anger was fulfilled. Before her rival's eyes and in her mind she set a frightful fury, and deep down plunged blinding goads of fear. And Io fled, a cowering fugitive through all the world. Her boundless travails found their end at last beside the Nile. There, falling on her knees, her head thrown back, she raised towards the stars all she could raise, her face. Her groans and tears, her wild grief-laden lowings seemed to send a prayer to Jove to end her sufferings. And Jove pleaded with Juno, throwing his arms around her neck, to end the punishment at last. Lay fear aside, never again, he swore, shall Io give you cause to grieve, and charged the pools of Styx to attest his oath. The goddess was appeased. Io regained her shape, became once more what once she was. The hair falls from her hide, her horns are gone, her great wide eyes contract, her gaping mouth shrinks small again, her arms and hands return, her cloven hoofs resume their fivefold form. The heifer vanished, save her fair white grace. The nymph, content to use 2 legs again, now walked erect, yet still afraid to speak, lest cow-like she might moo, and timorously essayed the syllables so long disused. She is a goddess now, famous, divine, in linen robed adorers throng her shrine. To her a son was born, young Epaphus, sprung, it was thought, at last from Jove's beginning, and in each town he shared his mother's shrines.